Alternative Fuels by Adrian Flores. Okay. And then we have a few guests. Okay, so what are alternative fuels? Okay, alternative fuels are fuels derived from resources other than conventional oil, so no petroleum, right? And these fuels, they don't produce as much emissions as regular petroleum. They also promote the United States to be independent, so we don't have to rely on Middle Eastern countries for their petroleum. Okay, so in the following, I will be informing you guys about biodiesel, electricity, and ethanol. These are three types of alternative fuels. So what is biodiesel? Biodiesel is an alternative fuel to diesel, and it is produced by animal fat, vegetable oil, and recycled restaurant oil, grease. Okay, so there is three types of biofuels. All right, the first one is B5, B20, and B100, and the difference is the amount of diesel in the mixture with the biodiesel. And on B5 there is 5% biodiesel and 95% diesel. In B20 there is 20% biodiesel and 80% diesel. And in B100 it's 100% biodiesel, alright? And with B5 it is pretty much about the same price as regular diesel. For B20 it's 20 cents or more. And for B100 it's 83 cents or more. And as far as the performance goes, it stays pretty much the same. For city miles per gallon on regular diesel, you'll normally get 20.1 miles per gallon. Using corn oil, you could get 20.8, and using B100, you could get 22.3. So it's not a big difference for city miles per gallon. And for highway, it is 44.9 for diesel, 42.1 for corn oil, and for B100 it is 44.2, so you get slightly better miles per gallon using B100 over diesel. Okay, now we're going to move on to electricity. Alright, so now we have electricity cars, and they're pretty much just powered by electricity that we find in our inputs in our house or by the lights. So it's the same electricity used to power our phones and TVs. And with these cars and this type of fuel, there is no emissions, so it's solely electricity, no petroleum at all. Alright, so the good thing is there's no emissions, right? And some of the bad things for it is you can't get a big range of miles per gallon, so it's usually between 100 and 200, so you can't really travel that far. And there is also enough charging stations along the roads. And the price for a car is usually slightly, well, it's a big difference from a regular car. You'll probably be paying $4,000 to $5,000 more for a hybrid car or an electric car. Okay. Next. And lastly, we have ethanol. Ethanol, which comes from feedstocks such as corn and sugar crops. Here in the United States, it's usually from corn. We grow a lot of corn, and it's a renewable source, so that's a good thing. So as long as we continue to grow crops, we'll always have ethanol. And it makes us a more independent country, so we don't have to rely on the Mid-Eastern countries for their oil, and we could just stay back home and just plant it behind our houses or in farms and just make gas. And so as far as the performance for ethanol, it is there was a trip conducted from San Diego to Vegas, and on the way over there they used E85, which is a ratio of 85% ethanol and 15% gas. And on the way over there they used gas, and the total was $124 with 66 cents to fill up their tank from San Diego to Las Vegas. And they got an average of 18.3 miles per gallon. And on the way back they used the E85, which they spent $154.22, and they got an average of 13.5 miles per gallon. Okay. So by now I hope I have enlightened you with a little bit about alternative fuels. And as I previously stated, alternative fuels can be used in place of fossil fuels, so we could help our Earth with free emissions. So next time you guys pull up to the pump and you guys see say any 85, you guys know what it is. It is 85% ethanol and 15% gas. Okay. So do any of you guys have any questions?
I do.
Okay.
Do you think we're gonna be relying still like in the Middle Eastern country, like between like 10 to 15 years?
I think so. Usually these type of changes, they take a long period of time. We're so used to going to like the gas station, which could be found in about 1 square mile radius. So it's convenient. It's close. And for say an electric charging station, if you travel far, I mean the gas stations usually don't have power outlets. So, and again, it takes 4 to 8 hours to charge. So I don't think anytime soon we'll be changing to these fuels. Okay.
In your opinion, which alternative fuel do you think is better?
For me, I would say biodiesel, because I drive trucks and I'm out in the desert, so it's more convenient for me to use diesel trucks. They're 4x4, and I can't use a hybrid because they only have a ground clearance of so much. Okay. Anybody else?
No.
No? Okay,
I
so
think we got it. It's pretty
my
nice.
resources are vegan. So afdc.energy.gov, greenthefuture.com, ecology.com, edmunds.com, and consumerreports.org. Okay, thank you. Alternative Fuels by Adrian Flores. Okay, and then we have a few guests. Okay, so what are alternative fuels? Okay, alternative fuels are fuels derived from resources other than conventional oil, so no petroleum, right? And these fuels, they don't produce as much emissions as regular petroleum. They also promote the United States to be independent, so we don't have to rely on Middle Eastern countries for their petroleum. Okay, so in the following, I will be informing you guys about biodiesel, electricity, and ethanol. These are 3 types of alternative fuels.